welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? You know what big news happened 2 days ago? Dun dun dun. Isn't it like My Hero Academia Season 6 restarted? It's not actually that big news or anything like that, but you know, it's just, My Hero Academia is one of the animes which is not a normal anime that I would watch, that I still kind of watch. And you might be like, kind of watch? What do you mean? Well, you know, I mean, it's going in directions which I'm not sure I care as much about, and then, you know, on reflection, I'm just like, I'm not sure My Hero Academia is all that good, but it's okay, it's basically what, no, hold on. That's perhaps a bit too critical. It's not like it's bad, it's just like, I don't know, it's alright. I guess because, you know, whenever, okay, hold on, we'll get into this conversation in a sec. Hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow at 6:02 PM on Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. With this staying up campsite. Okay, I don't mean to say My Hero Academia is bad, but I'm not going to be like, it's like breathtaking, it's mind-boggling or something, you know. I think it's strong, it has strong moments and it has weak moments, etc, etc, and there's certainly things with it which I don't like, and there's things with it which I do like, you know. But I'm not really here to discuss the details of that because, I don't know, no one really cares, and you could probably find better critical reviews and that sort of thing, and I'm not really like that into My Hero Academia. It was just like, whoa, Series 6 has started up again. Oh no, Audie, I'm sorry. Series 6 has started, so I was just like, why not watch first episode? It's one of the best first episodes, I think, of any of the seasons, apart from maybe the first season, but I don't even remember what first season episode is, I'm going to be honest off the top of my head. But yeah, no, that's a bit exciting if you like that sort of thing. You might be like, oh, maybe there's other news you were talking about. Maybe you were talking about the League of Legends World Championships has started it might have started before 2 days ago, I don't really remember, I'm going to be honest. Hello, Audie. You want to look at our house? Sure, why not, Audie? I forgot what else I was going to say. I mean, you could say big news and you'd be like, oh, you know, there's big news happening all the time, all around the world, to be honest. So, you know, there's always things which are going to be happening, there's always news which you're going to be like, this is the news I was referring to, you know. It's a bit of a guessing game in the first place, which is, you know, therein kind of a point, you know. Part of the guessing game is like guessing what I'm going to say is big news, which I'm going to talk about for the rest of this episode, and it's not going to be My Hero Academia. I think I already did an episode on My Hero Academia now I think about it, actually, when I first watched it, when I was like on that binge and that sort of thing. I don't know, where's my stream deck? Here it is. As you can tell, I'm still not better, which is a mild worry, seeing as Amari is, the next episode is going up tomorrow, so probably what I'll do is I will record Amari one episode tomorrow, and it's going to just, I'm going to try and avoid as much dialogue as I can. I have been reading some comments here and there, you know, even though I didn't reply on Saturday, it's because I just forgot. But I did see some comments, and someone left a comment about Amari basically being the area I'm in is basically just like a place you can grind up if you want to optionally make the game easier for yourself. And I was like, okay. That might be a good thing to do for that episode. I don't really know, but my voice still is like weird. I'm going to probably record some Cuphead today, just so I can have some episodes. I still cough, and I don't know, I guess I'll give you like a life update, which is probably not the most interesting thing in the world, but still. I'm trying to think what else to talk about. Because I don't really have an idea what to talk about, you know. Could I talk about gacha games, Genshin Impact? I guess cool stuff's happening in that, but you know, it's kind of old news now. Might be like, what happened in Cinderella Girls Starlight Stage? Not Cinderella Girls, because that actually shut down. You might be like, what do you mean it shut down? Wasn't it a franchise? And right, you probably didn't say that, because you probably have no idea what I'm talking about when I go about these bits. You probably just like, sort of like plug your ears and be like, nah, or I'm just in the background, you're not paying attention to anything I'm saying, which is fair enough. Fair enough if you do that. Fair enough if you do that, because, you know, I have heard I'm good background noise, which, you know, I wear that title with pride. Yeah, actually, if you don't know, you know, there's an anime series, Idolmaster. It's not very important for details, but you know, one of the really long-running mobile games, web games, shut down like a couple of months ago or something. It had been running for like 11, 10, 12, somewhere in that vicinity of decades or something. And then it shut down mainly because it has Starlight Stage, which is its like sort of success. It's not really a successor because it's a different like gameplay style, but it's basically just way more popular, at least in Japan. So that's going on. I don't know, new gacha. That's not exciting, you know. I'm not here to cover the gacha news and that sort of thing. I'm here to talk about something else. I felt like there must have been something more interesting to talk about. I can only think about My Hero Academia Season 6. even though, you know, it was kind of cool, I guess. It's been a while, you know, since, so I kind of like forgotten a lot of what really happened in My Hero Academia. Like, I mean, that happens anytime. Oh, you know what was happened? That was the other thing, the other part of the joke I wanted to say, but I forgot it. It was Taskmaster Series 14 started up again. I watched the first episode of that. It's pretty good. What do I think of a competitor so far? Who's my favourite? I'm not really sure. I forget her name. Their names. Is it Sarah? Is that her name? Taskmaster Series. Sarah, Fern. I forgot. Like, my mind wants to say like Munja or something, but that doesn't sound right. Dara and John. Oh, Minya, that's it. Right, that's probably long enough for you, Audie. Yeah, see ya. Sorry, Audie. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Episode 2's out tomorrow. No, day after tomorrow, Thursday. I don't remember. I don't know. It was okay. It was okay. As many things are. I guess Taskmaster is helped by the fact it's not like an ongoing. And I'm not talking about Taskmaster, the hit superhero. I'm talking about the British panel / game show sort of thing. Yeah, I guess it's helped by the fact it doesn't need any sort of sense of continuity because it's not like a media property in that sense. So, you know, it doesn't suffer from the, at least for me, the My Hero Academia problem where I'm just like, I don't remember what the plot was or what was happening. Which is why a lot of the times in these sort of series, they often dedicate that first episode to being like, last time on blah 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 blah. I was about to say Total Drama Island. That's a throwback if you don't remember it. And like all these like reality TV shows, well, to be fair, a lot of the times these like reality TV shows don't have like half a year long breaks, I suppose, between the same parts of the same story, right? You know, they'll be split into series or seasons, and the seasons will have their own cast of characters, probably. But I don't know, and it's not something I run into very often because it's not very often I watch like any sort of TV property, media or series installment thing, and there are big breaks between the series long enough for me to not properly remember what happens last time, if that makes sense. That's a bit of that was a really clumsy sentence. Because it's common, like I'm sure if you watched Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, Dexter, or all of these big shows, I suppose, when they started coming out or whatever, you know, and you know, you watch like season 2, and you're like, oh my god, that was so good, I can't wait for like season 3, and then you know you had to wait, oh my god, I had to wait like half a year or like even a year if you're watching Sherlock or something for the next one to come out, and it's like, oh, I can't believe I had to wait so long, and then when you get to watch season 3 again, then you'd be like, oh, I can't remember what happened in season 2. Or wow, it's been so long. I suppose if you're a super fan, like, you'd probably just watch season 2 again before, you know, the dates before season 3, the next season came out. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? Yeah, anyway, that's not something I do, so, oh well. But yeah, that's a real scenario for me to really interface with, I suppose, because as I say, I don't really I keep using the word interface. I don't really watch like TV series or anything like that. So the fact that it's a minimal chance for me to watch TV series in the first place, even more minimal chance that I'm watching it live as it's coming out, because I don't have like, you know, I don't have like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. There's so many now, aren't there? So many streaming services. HBO Max. Are there more? Maybe. I don't know. I don't have any of those, so it's very rare for me to actually watch a TV series live. And like the only ones I guess I can watch would be ones which are on like BBC sort of channels, which you can watch as long as you have a TV license and an account. And I suppose even if you didn't have a TV license, you could probably get away with watching it anyway. But you know, you didn't hear that from me. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. So it's rare I have to like wait out hiatus. So, you know, even it's such a mundane thing to think about, but I wonder if I interact with a hiatus between things differently, you know? I'm trying to think of things I've interacted with which I've had to wait, like, on hiatuses for. Like, obviously, I think Deltarune is a big one. Although, kind of, because Deltarune, I played the first chapter, and now I'm a big hiatus till chapter 2 came out. I'm not playing any more Deltarune until the entire thing comes out, so, yeah. And you might be like, how are you going to avoid spoilers? I've actually done pretty well so far. The only thing I know about Deltarune Chapter 2 is there's this character who looks like a robot thing, and I don't know, she got a lot of fan out on my Twitter when Delta Rune Chapter 2 was released. I don't know anything else about it, but I'm going to be perfectly honest. It's been so long, I don't even remember much about Chapter 1. But yeah, so that's something hiatus, like Homestuck, back when I actually used to read it, back when it was actually a thing, back before Homestuck version 2 came out, you know, the original story or whatever. I started reading it, I think around the start of Act 5 or something, so, you know, I had to deal with a few hiatuses of like Act 6 or Act 7 and the intermissions, etc, etc, or have you know, the insane sort of sub-splitting he did for each of the acts, instead of just, you know, adding on another act to it, whatever. Had a long time to wait for that. Big things happened, you know, like Game Over. I remember that was a huge thing. And then the retcon, where everyone was like, what? Not as much as people going, what? Now to Homestuck. I don't know if I've actually ever talked about Homestuck in an Animal Crossing episode. Maybe I have. Anyway, apparently there's like Homestuck 2. I think it's over by now. I don't know. Like, there's so much drama which happened around Homestuck where I'm just like, what happened? I mean, anyway, that happened. That's something I had to wait hiatus for. I'm trying to think if there's something else I watched, like each episode as it came out. I mean, technically it's kind of how I do things anyway, except for because, you know, normally on TV shows, episodes are released like week after week. Fair enough. And most people, if they watch a series which is old, they will just like binge watch it. And, you know, I've talked about binge watching before. I have done it before, but, you know, I don't like to do it. Normally what I do is I'll watch maybe like 2 episodes on one day, and then like 3 days later I'll watch another 2 episodes or something like that, you know. So basically at a pace of like 1 episode a day, like 1 episode each evening. But, you know, it feels a bit better when you bundle them together, because if you're watching 1 episode each day, that feels very unsatisfying. 2 episodes I think is like the perfect amount. 3 episodes if you really just hit like a cliffhanger, or something like that. And then just to even it out, so you're not watching 3 episodes every single day, you watch them every 3 days, or like every week or something like that. I don't know. That's generally what I do. So if anything, I kind of watch it in a sort of like episodic, like mini hiatus sense. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm just saying it's just a rare scenario to have like a long stretch of time without any content or any possibility to consume the content, and like waiting with other people, you know, like formulating ideas and reading theories, I suppose, as it happens. I mean, if anything, I suppose it happens more with games, you know? Excuse me, especially with like games as a service, like, you know, Genshin Impact is a very obvious example. Because if you don't know, Genshin Impact has like a literal ongoing story where the patches are, it used to be like every 4 weeks, now it's every 3 weeks, because of a big delay they had because of the pandemic lockdown. Yeah, where the latest installment of the story is told in like one of the new quests on each of the patch, the Archon quest as it's called. So I guess that's kind of what I'm doing. Like, it's kind of like I'm watching a visual novel or something, like interactive quote visual novel or interactive story, which, you know, hiatus is every 3 weeks, but it's not really the same as, you know, getting like 13 episodes in like 1 day and then having to wait like an entire year for the next like batch to come along. I don't know. I also guess Genshin Impact feels, I still play it like every day, and then like it fills up a lot of the gaps with events in the first place, right? So that's sort of just like, it's sort of bridging the gap in the first place. It doesn't feel as long, which is, you know, it's not the same. It's basically what I'm trying to say about the entire thing. It's a bit of a different scenario, which I'm not really sure is particularly comparable. I don't really know where I was going with this, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't really think I had much of a direction I was going with this, but yeah, I guess that's long and short of it. I can't really think of like something I've watched live and been there when people were discussing exactly like how's the finale going to turn out. Like, I haven't even done that with any anime that I can think of. Like, even My Hero Academia is like, does that really count? I guess, kind of. Because I started watching it when I think the entirety of Series 5 had already come out. Can I think of something which I watched as it came out? I legitimately can't think of anything on top of my head. I'm sure there have been things, in fact things I've probably like spoken about. I guess My Little Pony, you might say that back in season 2 or whenever I started watching it, but that only really lasted. Like what I did most often with that was I just like didn't watch for like a month, and then I just like watched a few episodes or something, and then one of the times it was like exam season when I just stopped watching, and then I did watch quite a few of them. Was it like half a year ago or something? That's weird to think about, half a year ago. That was wild. Anyway, I wasn't really there when it was happening. It was, and I don't know, I suppose I'm very sort of, what's the word? Flighty. Well, no, flighty's not really the word I wanted, but, sort of laissez-faire when it comes to this sort of thing, where it's like, I'll watch when I feel like it and watch when I don't, or whatever. I don't know. No commitment in that sort of thing, which is fine, it's, I'm not saying that's necessarily how it should be, but it's like, there shouldn't be any pressure to be like, oh, I must watch it as soon as it comes out. I know, I guess it just boils down to, I'm very rarely like a super fan of things, Some people, they really love like a certain media property and just latch onto it. And will spend their time, not spend their time watching it, obviously you do that, but I mean like they will watch things as immediately as they come out every single time. And I guess I never really identified with that sort of like super fan ideology in that sense. I don't mean it in like a demeaning way, like look how superior I am to like super fans or anything like that. I mean just like, I don't know, I'm not sure if any media property has quite made me latch onto it in such a way that I felt like I had to watch it as soon as it came out. I had to watch it immediately now. A lot of it sort of born out of a thing being like, I feel like watching something right now. Oh yeah, why don't we watch that? Which is exactly what happened to My Academia. I was like, I feel like watching something right now. And I was like, I don't really know what I could watch. And then I was like, oh yeah, didn't like My Hero Academia season 6 like start like a couple of days ago, why don't you watch that? So I watched it and I was like, yeah, cool. And yeah, I mean that's all there really was to it, It's born out of needing something to fill the time rather than a necessity to keep up with that latest times. If that's, oh hello Celeste, if you get what I'm trying to say, because you might be a super fan of like, I'm trying to think of a good example, I'm gonna be honest, maybe like Doctor Who or something, and people don't really do that, or like Supernatural. I don't know, I think of all the Tumblr ones. I guess everyone's moved on to like Arcane now, that sort of thing, but you just like, you're like a super fan of it and you watch it like as soon as it comes out, so you don't get spoiled, so you can immediately start discussing things. But I mean, I've talked about my very lackadaisical approach to spoilers in the first place, and being intense fans of things, and being an intense fan of things, and how it's not really that sort of style for me. I don't really interact with fandoms all that much, so I suppose that in late becomes a part of it. And you might be like, that seems kind of normal. I don't know. Is it normal now? I feel like it's much more mainstream to watch things as soon as they come out, People always love discussing the most, like, the latest episode of, like, especially with, like, the birth of, like, streaming services like Netflix, being like, did you watch the, like, latest episode of, like, I don't know, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, etc., fill in the blanks, or whatever TV series you want. And even if I did have Netflix, even if I did want to watch a series, most of the time the answer would probably been like, nah. I was going to watch it, when the time lined up better for me, when it's more not when it's like more convenient, because it's not like it's inconvenient. It's it's often the time I spent playing like a video game I could have spent watching a thing. But I don't know, I guess I just don't have that much of a draw to it in the first place. I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing. Is that, as I say, everything I've spoken about before, but or touched on mildly, but like, it seems way more exciting to watch things as they come out, right? You get sort of like ride the wave of hype that everyone else is sort of riding and discussing with fan theories, and then whenever something crazy happens like in the show, people just go, what? We just lose their mind. And you can be part of that rather than, sort of like trying to piece together like an archaeologist going into the ruins of being like, this is what used to happen. It used to be of like the XYZ fandom or something. Let's see like what remnants of reactions they had when this bigger event happened in the actual series or something. Different strokes for different folks, as I always say. I don't really know what I'm gonna call this episode. I'm thinking about it now. What am I gonna title this episode? Like hiatus resumption? Is that the noun? Resuming? Is that the noun for resuming? I don't know what I'm gonna title this episode. Anyway, anyone else can relate? Anyone else, got thoughts on this? Anyone else just being like, I don't know, I don't know, just say, literally say whatever you want in the comments. Like, I ain't gonna, you know, stop you. You know, you want to talk about like a cool meal you made today. You want to talk about a cute dog you saw today. By all means, do all of that, and I will probably respond, but maybe in like a week and a half's time. But anyway, I'm gonna round off this episode here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Join my Dear Darling Discord. Follow me on Twitter down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. Until next time. Bye bye for now. Oh, bye Vivian.